Weird. And number 3, so does anyone disagree with this? We're going to do math by democracy this morning. Less than 6 days. 5, 4, 3, 2. Good. Puneet is looking for a mechanic. Amanat. Sorry? Less than 5 hours? Does anyone disagree? Comments, concerns, questions going in 5, 4, 3, 2. Yeah, if x is less than 5, and your variable for x was the amount of hours Puneet needed to have her repair done so that Joe's was cheaper than Mad Mechanic, if x is less than 5, then she needs to be there for less than 5 hours. Okay. Okie dokie. Artichoke. The last one is this, and this lesson is shortish, but I have to prove some stuff to you first. Here we go. The reason I split up addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division is because addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division don't all behave the exact same way we expect them to. Addition and subtraction did end up behaving exactly as we expected them to, which means something weird is going to happen here. What is going to happen? So let's look at these 2 examples here. We're going to look at multiplication here, and we're going to see if things remain as we expect them to remain. So if I have negative 2 is less than 5, is that a true statement? Yes. Okay. If I multiply both of these things by a positive number, pick a positive number, someone, literally anyone. Acom, 2, love it. If I multiply each of these by 2, what do I get? Is that still a true statement? Okay. So clearly that's not our issue. Right beside it, let's write the expression again. Now we're going to multiply by negative 2. Negative 2 times negative 2 is? Positive 4. And 5 times negative 2 is? Is that still going to be a true statement? No. So what do we have to do to remain true? I have to flip the sign. This is the snag. And because division is the same as multiplication, it's just multiplication by a fraction instead. You're cool with that, right? Division is just the same as multiplying by a fraction. Have I sufficiently convinced you of that over the last 3 or 4 months? Okay. Division behaves the exact same way. If I divide each one of these things by 3, what am I going to get here? 1 and negative 1/3. If I leave the sign the way it was, is that still a true statement? Yes. But if I have 3 is greater than negative 1, and I'm dividing these things now by negative 3, what am I going to get here? That's going to become a negative 1. And here, negative 1 divided by negative 3 is? Positive 1/3. So to keep this a true mathematical statement, what do I got to do? I got to flip the sign. So the only snag here when dealing with greater than and less than, or in the grand scheme, these things are called inequalities. When dealing with inequalities, the one operation where things get a little screwy that we're going to deal with this year. Other operations are screwy for other reasons, and you're not going to see them this year. But for what we're doing here, when you multiply or divide an inequality by a negative number, you must, or you have to, flip the sign. That's it. That's the only new kind of snag. So if I have negative 2x is less than 6, to solve this thing for x, what am I going to do? I'm going to divide by negative 2. And then we're going to get what? X is, now we've got to flip the sign. X is larger than negative 3. Does anyone need to be convinced? Like, I can show you another reason of why this must happen. Does anyone want to see that? Okay. here's the shortcut that we're making. I'm going to do the exact same question a slightly different way. Negative 2x is less than 6. Okay, so I still want to get x by itself, but the first thing I'm going to do is I want to make that negative 2x positive 2x by doing what? Carolyn? I can add it to the other side. So I'm going to add 2x to both sides. And while we're doing that, I'm going to move the 6 over. So I'm going to subtract by 6 on both sides. And so what that's going to give me is negative 6 is less than 2x. When I'm adding and subtracting, nothing changes. It just stays the way it is. Now, when I want to get x by itself, I'm going to divide by 2. I'm going to divide by 2. And I'm going to get negative 3 is less than x. Are these two statements the same? X is greater than negative 3 is the same as negative 3 is less than x. And the difference being, instead of moving my x to the other side and leaving the sign the same like I did here, instead of moving the x to the other side and keeping the sign the same, what we're doing is we're keeping the x where it is, dividing by the negative and flipping the sign. This is the reason why we're doing that. We're just shortcutting. Instead of moving it over and keeping the sign, we keep it where it is and flip the sign. It amounts to the exact same thing. Is that sufficiently convincing as why we do this? Okay. And we only do this when we multiply or divide by a negative value. Kyla, you had your hand up and down a couple times. I was going to do a whole bunch of these as an example. But yeah, let's do number 3. Of an example, which way? Just like what I did in green here? Okay. Sure, I can do both ways. Number 3, here we go. I have 6 minus 3x is greater than, is greater than or equal to 9. So if I'm going to solve this the way I did it here in green, the first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to subtract 6. So I'm going to get negative 3x is going to be greater than or equal to 3. And I want to divide by negative 3, divide by negative 3. When I divide or multiply by a negative, I flip the sign. So this is going to become x is less than or equal to negative 1. We cool with that? Okay. Kyla, you want to see it both ways, so I'm going to go over here on the other side of this blue line. I'm going to do it the way I did it up here. I'm going to jump in right here at negative 3x is greater than or equal to 3. Are you okay if I do that? If I jump in here? Like I've already subtracted the 6. I'm just jumping in from this point. So now instead of dividing by negative 3, I'm going to add 3x over. So I'm going to add 3x to both sides. And in the process, I'm going to subtract by 3 on both sides. And I'm going to get negative 3 is greater than or equal to 3x. Then I'm going to divide by 3, and I'm going to get negative 1 is greater than or equal to x. Is this the same expression? Yeah, so we're good. Everything else works exactly the way you'd expect it to. With number 5, what's the first? Well, 5 actually have 2 options I could do first. I could distribute first, or I could, Manraj? I could divide both of them by 2, because 4 is divisible by 2. I could divide by 2 on both sides, and then I could distribute. Like 4 divided by 2 is 2, and I could just distribute here. I could do it that way if I wanted to. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, all the same. 10, the same thing too. What am I going to do here to start? And that common denominator is 4. So I just multiply everything through by 4. When I multiply by a positive, nothing happens. So this is going to be 2, because 4 divided by 2 is 2 times 1 is 2. My 4s are going to cancel. This is going to be minus 3x is less than 1. I'm going to subtract 2 on both sides. I'm going to get negative 3x is less than negative 1. Then I'm going to divide by negative 3, divide by negative 3, and I'm going to get x is what? Who said that? Greater than. Good. We flip the sign. Greater than what? And that's it. The only snaggle here is flipping the sign when you multiply or divide by a negative. over 3. Thank you. Questions, comments, concerns? I'll see you shortly. Are you guys walking? Oh, yeah. That's why you're leaving so early. Yeah, no, I'm driving some students over in about 20 minutes. Okay. Are you in PE leadership? No. Someone else back there asked if they could go too. If you're in PE leadership, you may also go, but you're not in PE leadership, so you're good. Okay. Yes, Carolyn, we'll see you there. No, I'm not playing. I do not know how to skate. I'm just wearing the jersey because it's 90s day. And this was Canucks jersey out of the 90s. The best jersey. Oh, yeah. In the 90s, everyone hated it, but now that it's coming back, everyone loves it. And that's just the power of nostalgia. Because that's when we almost won the cup. That's when our team was amazing. Walk safe. See you there. That's it. We're literally done. Everything I'm going to teach you from this chapter. There's no more inequality stuff. That's it. It's all just practice from here on out. Yeah, they're photocopied, ready to go. I'm going to give you them in like 2 minutes. So here's what I want you to do. Your homework is this. It says here, Math Makes Sense, page 304, 3 to 4, 5A, 7 to 12. That's just over here. That's this page here. But in addition, oh, hold on. I lied. Oh, no, I didn't lie. It includes 10. I want you to do 10. The other thing I'm going to get you to do here is I have included some kind of gnarlier inequalities. I want you to do all of those. And I'm going to hand out your guys' reviews. Remember, your test is next week, Wednesday. Yes, on equations and inequalities. Everything we did before and everything we just did. How many questions-ish? If I remember right, this one again is also long. But I have found a way to shorten it. And I should stand over here so that people who are not here can see what I'm about to send the recording. There's one section where I give you a bunch of word problems, and I tell you you only have to do like 2 of 4 or 3 of 5, where you can pick the set that you're most comfortable with. Okay. I'm not going to tell you which ones I group together, because I do want you to try and study all of them. But if you struggle with one more than another, there is a possibility where you'll have a chance to do something else instead. It will suck though for you if you show up and be like, I hope it's not these two, and then those two get grouped together. You're gonna that's gonna be rough for you. But if you know the majority of this style, so when I say like when I'm talking about the types of questions I'm talking about is like the age questions, the coin questions, the rate of work questions, the coming together or driving away questions, the catching questions, like all of those word problems, I group them, and then I tell you you only have to do like 2 of 4 or 3 of 4, whatever it is. So you can choose to do the ones that you are most. I will. But what do you have time to do all of them, like just magically, and then you can get them all done? Will you get extra marks? No. Okay. Is the short answer to that. What I've done in the past is if you choose to do all of them, I will just mark, if it says 3 of 4, I'll just mark the first 3 and move on. Okay. Because it also is a cut down for my marking. So pick which ones you want me to, or if you attempt all 4, tell me which ones you want me to mark. Okay. Otherwise, I will just mark the first 3 or however many I've told you to do, okay, and then I'll move on. Okay. Just to make my marking. Under 80 questions? For sure it's under 80 questions. Okay. Not under 80. I don't remember. You know what? Maybe it's in this stack right behind me here. Let's look. Review. Oh yeah, there it is. It is 82 marks. 82 marks. Which, so like a bunch of those written questions are gonna be like 3 or 4 mark questions. So, I don't remember, it doesn't matter. It's big. Those of you, if you struggle for time, you're definitely gonna want to start at lunch on Wednesday. If you struggle for time, you definitely want to start at the beginning of lunch. So bring your food, come here, eat, and write, is what I would strongly encourage you to do if time is an issue for you. If time is not an issue for you, enjoy your lunch, relax, chill out, and come and write. I did not see, like, what number of questions? Fine, I'll look it up. I just had it all in front of me, so. Okay. Here we go. This is it right here. Some of them are so easy. And I might actually make it smaller. Oh yeah, this is really big actually. No, but see, like here, it says, do 34 and either 35 or 36. Do either 32 or 33. Do 2 of 39, 40, 41. But these ones are super fast. And there's a bonus question at the end. Right now, oh, there's a whole bunch of, actually there's a whole bonus section. There are 4 bonus questions at the end.
How many questions are there, including the optional ones?
If you do, there are 69 questions. If you do all of them.
Okay.
But 4 of those are bonus.
Okay.
You don't have to do 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I'm gonna make this thing smaller. I'm gonna make this thing smaller. Just so you're aware, it's smaller, but right now it's pretty big. So your reviews are right here. I'm just gonna leave them on the desk here next to Acom. Come grab a review. You will have all of Monday and half of Tuesday's class to review as well. All of Monday, half of Tuesday. Good, yeah. Yeah, good, that's great. He was supposed to come grab one for me this morning. But that works too.
And then we'll go to
Yes. Sorry? If you're multiplying or dividing by a negative, you always have to flip it. Doesn't matter what you're multiplying, what else is going on. Do you walk? Did Mr. Funk pull you out to leave early? Because you should have left with Carolyn then. What did he say?
Oh, never mind. He didn't tell me to leave early.
Okay, then no, you can't leave early. If you're not one of the ones who were told to leave, you cannot go. Okay, please use this time effectively, because you don't have You have a lot of it, and there's 25 minutes till the bell goes. Please do use this time well. I got a lot of empty desks. If we are going to cause, distractions to each other, I'll just blow up sections of the class and move you around. I'm looking at you, back corner. You shouldn't feel offended. You should feel attacked.